As you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing.
So all these guys knew what was at stake, and I'm just ashamed that they put themselves and put their family and put the NBA in this position.
The spotlight was meant to shine on Victor after Panama's stunning 40-point season opener. But instead, the NBA woke up to a nightmare. Handcuffs, FBI raids, and mafia ties. This isn't a movie. This is October 23rd, 2025, and the league is drowning in scandal.
I'm watching a press conference with the director of the FBI. Tell me when we've seen that. We've seen accusations before. We've seen athletes get in trouble with the law before. You don't see the director of the FBI having a press conference.
That Thursday morning, just days into the new season, FBI Director Kash Patel dropped a bomb that rocked professional basketball to its core. The sting, called Operation Nothing But Bet, led to 34 arrests across 11 states, exposing links to 4 of the most feared Italian crime families: Bonanno, Genovese, Gambino, and Lucchese. And at the center of this chaos, NBA legends. Chauncey Billups, Portland Trailblazers head coach, Hall of Famer, and Finals MVP, arrested at his Portland home.
Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families.
Terry Rozier, Miami Heat guard, hauled out of an Orlando hotel room at 6 a.m. in handcuffs and shackles. Former player Damon Jones, busted for leaking injury info. What's unfolding is a web of high-tech poker scams, insider leaks, and multi-million-dollar bets that could have swung entire games. U.S. Attorney Joseph Nola called it one of the boldest sports corruption plots since sports betting went mainstream. FBI Director Patel didn't sugarcoat it either. The fraud is mind-boggling, he said. We're talking tens of millions in theft and deception.
Over 30 individuals in 11 states is a monstrous thing. Never have we had a sitting head coach be involved in something like this. I think it's a stain on the NBA.
Overnight, the NBA's season opener turned into a full-blown crime scene. Let's start with Rozier, because his case reads like a heist film gone wrong. On March the 23rd, 2023, during a Hornets versus Pelicans matchup, bettors suddenly placed around 30 suspicious wagers, all predicting Rozier would underperform. 1 hour later, he left the game with a foot injury after playing just 9 minutes. His stats? All under. Points, assists, rebounds. Those bets hit hard, cashing out over $200,000 in illegal winnings.
My message to the defendants who've been rounded up today is this: your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out. Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that.
According to the FBI, Rozier had tipped off his childhood friend De Niro Laster, warning him he'd exit early. Laster collected the profits, drove through the night, and together, the two reportedly counted their winnings like something straight out of Ocean's 11. But here's where it gets wilder. The NBA already investigated Rozier back in 2023. Sportsbooks flagged the sketchy betting patterns. The league questioned him, checked his phone, and still cleared him to play. Commissioner Adam Silver later admitted they saw red flags but moved on.
Wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but when they come knocking on your door, they have something. And we all know the letter of the law when it comes to gambling and sports gambling, and I don't want to sit up here like I'm some perfect guy.
And that decision just came back to haunt them. Fast forward to 2025, and the FBI reopened the file, alleging Rozier was involved in 7 fixed games from 2022 to 2024 across the Hornets, Magic, Lakers, Raptors, and Trailblazers. His lawyer, James Trusty, came out swinging, saying, "They just wanted the headline, embarrassing a pro athlete for attention. Terry's no gambler, and he's ready for this fight." But the evidence? It's heavy, and Rozier's been put on immediate leave while investigators dig deeper.
Frankly, couldn't find anything. Terry at the time cooperated. He gave the league office his phone. He sat down for an interview, and we ultimately concluded that there was insufficient evidence, despite that aberrational behavior, to move forward.
Now to Chauncey Billups, the shock nobody saw coming. A 5-time All-Star, 2004 NBA champion, and 2024 Hall of Fame inductees, now accused of being a frontman for a mafia-backed poker ring. According to the FBI, since 2019, Billups allegedly helped lure wealthy high rollers into rigged underground poker games stretching from Manhattan to Miami to the Hamptons. These weren't just friendly tables, they were high-stakes operations powered by organized crime. And the tech? Straight out of a spy flick. There were X-ray poker tables that could read face-down cards, chip tray sensors sending live data to off-site handlers, and contact lenses that revealed pre-marked decks. Even the shuffle machines were remote-controlled. Billups' supposed role? But not too much. Just enough to keep the illusion alive.
He had every opportunity to let himself surrender. It's not a constitutional right, but it's a very typical courtesy when you've been dealing with the defense attorney for a while. And on a case, it's not a violent case in terms of Terry Rozier. So all they had to do, they could have called me at 6 o'clock this morning and said, come to New York, and I would have made that happen. Instead, they wanted to have a little arrest, a little perp walk, a little support of their press conference up in New York, and it was completely avoidable.
Have you been briefed that the NBA investigation was reviewed by the FBI prior to the arrest? Do you know if any of that information was relayed to you prior to this part of the investigation?
What I can tell you is there's a lot of people that are very close-lipped about what happened in 2023, but what I was told is there was an investigation, they interviewed him twice, they took his phone, downloaded everything, and at the end of the day, they said there's nothing to see here and cleared him. And that was a very professional investigation. It wasn't something that was perfunctory. You had FBI agents, you had a vice president within the NBA that was a former prosecutor in SDNY. So it was the real deal. They looked at the same stuff and they said there's nothing here, but we got a trophy hunt.
But in April 2019, things spiraled. He started winning too much and the mob panicked. The crew had to tweak the setup mid-game because their celebrity decoy was blowing the cover. The fallout? Victims lost over $7.1 million since the scheme began. This isn't just a scandal, it's the biggest shakeup the NBA's seen in decades. And here's the wild twist. Chauncey Billups isn't just a suspect. He's officially listed in the indictment as co-conspirator number 8. The FBI claims he leaked insider info about the Trailblazers to gamblers back in 2023.
My initial reaction was I was deeply disturbed. There's nothing more important to the league and its fans than the integrity of the competition. And so I had a pit in my stomach. It was very upsetting.
His lawyer, Chris Haywood, fired back instantly, saying, "To believe Chauncey did what they're accusing him of is to believe he'd throw away his entire Hall of Fame legacy. His name, his freedom, everything." Haywood doubled down, adding that Billups has never and would never gamble on basketball or leak insider information. He would never betray the trust of his team or the NBA. But Portland wasted no time. Billups was placed on immediate leave, and assistant coach Tiago Splitter has taken over.
The thing is that our players face a lot of wrath of fans. I know I've talked to our guys. Our guys get nasty social media posts from people who have bet on games, and that's the thing that I don't like, about this the most. I mean, just our players should not have to deal with that, but they do. They probably would anyway. Even if we didn't have a partnership with these companies. So it's just kind of the modern life, social media, everyone having access to everyone else. And it's rough. I mean, I feel bad for our guys. I've gotten some emails in the past, from people I don't know saying, "Hey, thanks a lot. I had money on the game tonight and you screwed up by subbing so-and-so in," or something like that. And, I've gotten those too. It's weird.
Then comes Damon Jones, the most shocking name yet, a former NBA player, LeBron James' close friend and longtime shooting coach. Jones wasn't officially on the Lakers staff, but during the 2022 to 2023 season, he had unrestricted access. Locker rooms, flights, hotels, all because he trained privately with LeBron. And according to the FBI, he used that access to make cash moves behind the scenes. On February 9th, 2023, just 2 days after LeBron broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time scoring record, Jones allegedly texted his gambling partner, "Get a big bet on Milwaukee tonight," before the news breaks. LeBron's out.
Just sad that, like I said, Chauncey, my best friend, and had to go through something like this, the allegations, his family, my goddaughters, so it was a tough day, and you don't want to see your friends go through anything like that.
Bet enough so Jones can eat. Sure enough, LeBron sat out with ankle soreness, and the Bucks won 115-106, but Jones didn't stop there. On January 15th, 2024, he allegedly sold insider info claiming Anthony Davis was injured for just $2,500. His partner bet $100,000 against the Lakers, expecting a loss.
You don't see the director of the FBI having a press conference. It's not coincidental. It's not an accident. It's a statement. And it's a warning that more is coming. And that's what they're saying here. And everybody better, I'm just telling you, it's as serious as it gets.
But surprise, a D played 38 minutes, dropped 27 points and 15 rebounds, and the Lakers won 112-105. The gambler demanded his $2,500 back. Jones stood firm, saying the tip was solid. According to The Athletic, LeBron had no idea Jones was leaking injury info. A league insider confirmed LeBron was completely unaware this was happening. That's betrayal on another level.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
Your own trainer, your friend, selling your private health details for cash? That's cold. By Friday night, during Amazon Prime's first ever NBA broadcast, Commissioner Adam Silver finally broke his silence. He admitted the league had investigated Rozier back in 2023 when suspicious betting patterns first surfaced, but said there wasn't enough proof to punish him. Now, the FBI's new evidence shows what the NBA missed, and the league looks completely blindsided. Before Thursday's Warriors-Nuggets game, Steve Kerr didn't hold back. He said gambling has created immense pressure on players and warned how easily it can twist the sport. Kerr reminded reporters that every team holds yearly meetings on gambling laws, yet clearly the warnings aren't enough. Detroit Pistons coach J.B. Bickerstaff added, "Now we're seeing exactly what can happen, how fast it spreads, and how valuable that inside info really is." Meanwhile, Clippers coach Tyronn Lue, who calls Billups his best friend, was heartbroken, saying the news hit him like a punch to the gut. Then Stephen A. Smith took it up another notch on ESPN's First Take. He claimed the investigation had political motives, suggesting that Donald Trump, through FBI Director Kash Patel, was targeting the NBA out of revenge for its past activism. Smith pointed to Trump's history with the league. Back in 2020, he called the NBA a political organization after players protested police brutality and racial injustice. But Patel clapped back hard on Fox News' Ingraham Angle, calling Smith's claim flat-out nonsense. He clarified the investigation started way back in 2019, long before Trump's political comeback. Still, the timing of it all raised eyebrows. Opening week of the NBA season, cameras everywhere, and the league's image in flames. The embarrassment couldn't be bigger. Meanwhile, remember Victor Wembanyama's dazzling debut? The 21-year-old French superstar went off. 40 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, shooting 15 for 21. He joined an elite list: Karl Malone, Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, Walt Bellamy, and Anthony Davis, as one of the only players ever to open a season with a 40-15 performance. Wemby completely dominated rookie Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks in a 125-92 blowout. He looked every bit like the next MVP, the face of the future, but his historic night, completely buried under headlines of handcuffs, indictments, and corruption, what should have been a celebration of basketball greatness turned into a PR disaster. The spotlight that belonged to Wemby was stolen by the biggest scandal the league's ever seen. So where does the NBA go from here? How many games were quietly manipulated and how many slipped through unnoticed? The FBI claims at least 7 involved Terry Rozier, but there are 9 unnamed co-conspirators still out there. How deep does this hole go? Were some of those rest days really just about recovery, or was someone getting paid off behind the scenes? Now every coaching decision is under the microscope. every load management excuse, every late lineup change. It all looks suspicious. Did the league see more than they admitted? Adam Silver already confessed they spotted abnormal betting behavior in 2023, but cleared Rozier anyway. Did they protect the image of the game instead of the truth? And what about those billion-dollar gambling partnerships? The NBA's making serious cash from betting deals, but how can they police game integrity when they're literally profiting from the wagers? That's a dangerous line to walk, and fans are starting to question if the referees and coaches are walking it too. If a Hall of Fame coach, an active all-star, and LeBron's own trainer got caught up in this mess, then who else might be compromised? This isn't just a scandal, it's a full-blown trust crisis that cuts straight to the heart of the game. The 2025-26 season was supposed to be about new beginnings, fresh faces, new stars, the rise of Victor Wembanyama. Instead, it's turned into the darkest chapter since the Tim Donaghy referee scandal. Maybe even worse. Billups and Rozier are both on indefinite leave. Damon Jones faces federal charges. LeBron's name has been dragged through headlines. The Mafia is back in pro sports, and the fans are left wondering, can we even trust what we're watching anymore? Adam Silver called it deeply disturbing, but that barely scratches the surface. This isn't just disturbing, it's destructive. It's a crisis of integrity, of faith, of the entire foundation the NBA was built on. If you want to stay locked in as this story keeps unfolding, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this scandal, it's far from over. The season might continue, but for the NBA, October 23rd, 2025 will go down as the day the league learned what happens when you dance with the devil of sports betting. Sometimes the devil leads.